love AJ Styles? I imagine you do. He's been doing this for 20 plus years and he's a terrific wrestler. And as we know, in 2026, he's going to retire. He has mentioned this a few times now. And given what happened on last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, I think Gunther's going to murk him eventually. But the cool thing about this is that it'll be a pretty damn good way to go out, given what WWE has been doing for Gunther over the last year. But in terms of finishes too, do you know how happy this bald idiot was that we didn't have a run-in, we didn't have a distraction. Somebody had sat down, actually thought of something outside the box. Gets a massive round of applause. Thank you for joining me today. That's what we're going to talk about, as well as Monday Night Raw with some of my top takes, your hot takes, everybody hot takes. And as you are here, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. But let's mother flubbing get into it. Because the main event last night in Germany was indeed AJ Styles versus Gunther, and this finish, I love the fact it's divided some people down the middle. It should do. That's the whole point. When a wrestling company tries something new, you shouldn't just go, well, I think it's awesome, or I think it's the worst thing ever. You search your feelings, you search your tum-tum, ProWrestlingTees.com/Simon Miller, and you make an opinion. But I think all wrestling promotions can do more of this. I will give you the short version as best I can. Basically, AJ Styles keeps going for the calf crusher because he wants to teach that Gunther a lesson about tapping out, when all of a sudden he just stood up. It's like he malfunctioned. And the referee was like, what are you doing, AJ? You're meant to be in a match. And there's a big conversation between the referee and the ring announcer, who was also confused. Gunther then smacks him in the balls. He hits the powerbomb. He gets the 1, 2, 3. This had literally been done for people watching at home at first. Well, actually, the camera angle kind of didn't let us see it either. So I suppose it was just one big confusion. And it was in the replay. And it was in Wade Barrett, who I should talk about in just 1 second, when all of a sudden we spun it round. And Gunther, being the ring general and understand the ring circumference, whatever you want to say, had tapped out AJ Styles' leg. Now, yes, you can say that AJ was a silly Billy in order to go, I think I've done it. But in the heat of the moment, he can blame it on adrenaline. He can blame it on I was just so desperate to win. There are ways and means that you can look less like an idiot. And also, it doesn't matter. Sometimes people are idiots. Who cares? The point is, Gunther had done one of two things. He either tricked AJ by doing this, knowing, well, the referee can't see it and maybe he'll stand up, otherwise I'm totally screwed. Or he did tap out and he got away with it. Now, Wade Barrett was brilliant here because he jumped in and explained all of that. He was like, well, you know, I quite like Gunther. He is the ring general. I bet he did do that on purpose. It was his plan B and he executed it with aplomb. Whereas Michael Cole was like, no, man, he just got away with one. What a terrible asshole heel. And watching Gunther walk away just being like, ha, 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 like he was M. Bison. Who the hell is that? M. Bison from the Street Fighter games. I loved all of this. What's the alternative, right? You do a run-in, you do a distraction, you do a disqualification. There was a DQ earlier in Raw that made me go, man, I don't mind DQs, but I think sometimes you have to earn it rather than just use it as a get-out-of-jail-free card. Really, what this also has done has made me go, I think we're going to get 3 matches, which is kind of risky in many ways, and I could be wrong. I think maybe at WrestleMania or at some point, you can hold it off to SummerSlam, whenever the flub AJ Styles wants to retire. It should be on his rules. He can go whenever he wants. Gunther is going to be the guy to send AJ Styles off into the ether. Maybe it's respectful, maybe it's not, maybe he pins him clean. The interesting part, because I wouldn't mind it at all, I think you just have to figure out a way to execute it, is that if Gunther gets beaten by AJ Styles, what does that do for his big push post John Cena tapping out? A lot of this because we compare it to Brock Lesnar and him beating the Undertaker streak, but they are the two events really that I think you can compare it to. And Brock Lesnar didn't lose to ages, and of course, he then went on to destroy John Cena in that SummerSlam match. Gunther hasn't really done that. He's gone straight into this AJ Styles feud. But maybe AJ is retiring sooner than we think. Like, there was a rumor he wanted to retire early 2025. Then he got injured, so he kind of prolonged it because he wanted to make sure he went out on his own terms. I just can't believe it's going to be anyone but Gunther, especially because then the story can be Gunther retired Goldberg, Gunther retired John Cena. And that's why I think AJ Styles can win a match 2. Because if the match 3 is that Gunther then retires AJ Styles, all you need to do is send Gunther out there and do a massive promo on Raw where he says, all right, fine, he beat me once. I retired his ass. I retired John Cena's ass. I retired Brock Lesnar's ass. Not Brock Lesnar. That should be the next one. I retired Goldberg's ass. I think it's like when somebody wins Money in the Bank. And what WWE used to do is lose. Oh, I've won Money in the Bank. And that kind of resets you. We can have an argument about that. But I do think if Gunther cuts the right promo, no one's going to remember that AJ Styles beat him in match 2. They are going to remember that Gunther is the guy that retired AJ Styles. One of the best of all time. John Cena, one of the GOATs, WWE will tell you. AJ Styles changed this game. Goldberg was also a game changer. Let's not pretend he wasn't one of the biggest stars when wrestling exploded. So it still counts for something. It counts for a lot of some things. Just can see it happening, and I'm both excited and worried about it, but I loved how this match was put together. And also, before we got to that part, what a terrific wrestling match. Gunther was awesome. AJ Styles was awesome. They were wrestling like old school wrestlers, whatever you want to say. And the whole story that was built around trying to get the calf crusher, maybe AJ Styles could have won with the phenomenal forearm, although at one point he jumped into it and got power bombed. But maybe he could have pinned the guy, but he wanted to prove a point. He wanted to teach Gunther about respect, which he'd said earlier in Raw, and make him tap out, and Gunther couldn't give a shib. This was great. And if it's going to culminate at WrestleMania, and AJ Styles is going to leave us far earlier than I thought he was, again, it all depends what AJ Styles what to do. I'm not going to get mad at it. I just thought this was so damn good, and I love the finish. It goes back to what we said about Drew McIntyre the weekend as well. Just give me something different. I never thought Jake was going to attack Cody. I thought that was great. And people are like, well, it doesn't make sense. Not now. We haven't got to the next week's show yet. Sometimes, if he ignores this, then yeah, we'll all go nuts and I'll join you. But I just loved it. I really, really did. It's exciting. It's interesting. Gunther is now on the run of his life, absolutely. And AJ Styles is just the man. He's so good. I don't know how he feels after matches, but you watch this, I'm pretty sure you can keep wrestling AJ, but he may be hurting inside. Again, I don't want to make stuff on behalf of AJ Styles, but just a brilliant main event. It was so damn good, and I will take it. Even if WWE had tried this, or any wrestling company, and it had sucked, I'd always rather somebody tried something different and it not land, but I thought this landed. And let's hear what AJ Styles said next week. He is going to have to explain it a little bit. He was just so desperate to win, man. I could buy that. He just wanted to get revenge for John Cena so bad. Then he went and screwed it up. We also learned that it's going to be CM Punk versus Finn Balor next week. You know my thoughts on Gee's title shot, which means give me a title shot. I'm done with it. And once again, I think it's boring. It's not a big deal. It's just my personal preference. But one person going up to the champion just saying, can I please have a title shot? The champion going, of course you can, my liege. I mean, anyone can do that. Why doesn't Tozawa, actually Tozawa, I can't use Tozawa anymore because Otis and Tozawa did the same thing. They went up to Jey Uso and asked for a title match. I love Otis and Tozawa, especially Tozawa. I think he's absolutely fantastic and underrated to say the least. They ain't done nothing to earn a title shot. Jey Uso should have gone, no, man, you have to win a match. And it's kind of the same for Finn Balor. I think that probably ties more into the trope than Finn Balor himself, because I think Finn Balor is brilliant. Finn Balor is an AJ Styles type. I worry that he's going to have to retire. Then we go, oh yeah, he helped bring wrestling to where it is today. Good grief, look what he did outside the walls of WWE and what he did with inside it. After playing Nintendo, literally, well, probably wasn't Nintendo, and getting told off by Liv Morgan like she was his mum. It's very, very funny. All you do is play video games. He stormed to the ring after CM Punk said he wanted a brand new opponent because the Vision are in his background, and he challenged CM Punk to a title match. The title match went, of course. Title match said that. CM Punk said, of course you can have one. Listen, this is so easy to justify. Next week, they're in Belfast. Everyone is going to be in Finn Balor's corner. CM Punk probably get booed, but maybe not, because people do love CM Punk. But even if it does, he understands. He knows what's going on. I just would have loved, because Finn Balor cut quite a big fired-up promo here, and I think he is going to go face soon, which we should do. Heel Finn Balor was awesome, but it's come to the end of its lifespan. Go back to the amazing entrance, maybe do some stuff with the Demon again. People are going to love it. But I think you could have just had him won a match, right? He challenges CM Punk. CM Punk says, prove yourself. All Finn Balor would have had to have done and said, somebody get out here, pin anybody. Pin Tozawa, right? Wouldn't have worked for his tag title run. And you could say, but Tozawa doesn't mean anything, but it's better than just asking for a title shot. Somebody did this recently, Ivy Nar. That's been on last week's Raw. Can I have a title shot? Well, yes, you can. No, you can't. You have to earn it, all right? It's not a WWE problem. It's a wrestling problem. I'm well aware of that. But at the same time, my nerd gene kicks in. Finn Balor versus CM Punk is exactly the type of match I wanted when CM Punk came back, right? When he was in AEW, I thought about all those guys, especially MJF. I thought that was cool. But then you want to see the AJ Styles match, which actually we may not get now, but you want to see the Finn Balor match. You want to see, well, the Drew McIntyre match that we got. You wanted to see the Cody match, which we still haven't got. You want to see the Roman Reigns match that we haven't got one-on-one. You want to take all these new people. It's a massive shame we never got Kenny Omega. We never got Bryan Danielson round probably 72. So I'm glad we're not missing another one, because it can happen, and you'd have to figure out where else are you going to do this. And doing it in the home country of Finn Balor, I think, is pretty cool. Just think we could have done more with it. It's a minor pet peeve. It doesn't matter, because when Raw ended, my brain was like, do you know what we're looking forward to next week? And it was Finn Balor versus CM Punk. I don't think anyone is going to believe that Finn Balor is going to win, but I would imagine there's going to be some big surprise here that ties into something else. I still got this vision, bad choice of words, of CM Punk versus LA Knight at the Royal Rumble. He is in Europe right now, LA Knight, according to the dirt sheets, the rumor mill. Always take that with a pinch of salt. But I did like this, and I like the fact that we came up with something Bron Breakker to do as well. So he didn't go after CM Punk, because essentially Bron Breakker's gone crazy. Now, Austin Theory, it wasn't Austin Theory, it was Austin Theory. Austin Theory and Bronson Reed versus Penta and Dragon Lee. I was enjoying it until we got that DQ finish, right? They're lucky it was Bron Breakker, because Bron Breakker is amazing. He did this spear. You just have to go watch it if you haven't seen it. The drone shot of it was incredible. Dragon Lee could be dead, for all we know. And then Anna Pierce comes out, because earlier in the night he told Paul Heyman, if that guy turns up like an insane person, I don't want him here. Surprise, surprise, he was. And as Anna Pierce is telling off Bron Breakker, in the background, Bronson Reed, like a child who wants melts a cookie from the cookie jar, sneaks up to the top rope. I can't remember who he gave the tsunami to. It was either Penta or Dragon Lee. Adam Pearce then goes yells at him. So Bron's like, well, I'm going to be the child now. And he spears the other guy. This was so well done. This is the flavor, the feeling that the Vision needs to have. They felt like the best group of all time in terms of being heels. Adam Pearce then loses his mind. He was so good here. Adam Pearce is so good at his job, his role, whatever you want to call it. He puts his hand on Bron Breakker's shoulder like a father administering the son. Bron Breakker can't handle that, so he backs up Adam Pearce into the corner. The Vision go nuts. That's a bad idea. Adam Pearce loses his mind, suspends his Bron Breakker. Paul Heyman's like, well, you may have to talk to somebody because you put his hands on his first. So essentially, I think what we're going to do is Bron Breakker's going to come back as a Steiner. Not in name, but certainly in personality. He's just going to murk people. He's going to go crazy. He doesn't care if you're in charge. And I think eventually when we get to CM Punk versus Bron Breakker round 2, Bron Breakker may run through him and beat him in 3 minutes, which is fine because CM Punk beat him on that Anniversary Raw Netflix show. I thought this was a great angle. As much as like Gunther versus AJ Styles as a match, in terms of an angle and in terms of reintroducing, which is a terrible word, Bron Breakker, I don't think he's going to be off TV for that much. I know he's indefinitely suspended, but that's what Nick Aldis did to Drew McIntyre. And then it was Nick Aldis who was making deals with Drew. One of the weirdest stories WWE has done in ages. I think we are copy and pasting here. I think Paul Heyman's going to be like, well, I'm going to get my lawyer and he's going to prove that you were at fault for this, but that's fine because Drew McIntyre's already where he needs to be, whereas Bron Breakker is still making his way up. It was just the execution of the thing. It felt fun. It felt fresh. It did make you go, oh man, this Bron, he's an absolute crazy person. And Adam Pearce just hit a home run, but I want to give a shout out to Bronson Reed as well. His whole, I don't know what it was, body language, aura, to use 2026 words, was so funny when he was like, well, I'm going to hit a tsunami. What do I care? I am a bit worried about Austin Theory. We can't talk about Austin Theory now. The internet goes nuts. I've told you, I love him. I think he should be a babyface, which he could be, but he is just folded back into the roster so fast. I think when somebody comes back in a new position, you should try and keep that fire lit under their rectum for a while. And we haven't done that, but it's still early days. I'm not going to be that guy. He absolutely has a place on the team. I'm not saying that, but I think it could be Seth Rollins' buddy when Seth Rollins comes back. This was a great angle. It's a shame that Penta and Dragon Lee faded into the background, but also them being in this match was good because the Vision are the top heel group on Raw. So actually, all things considered, tick the boxes. I thought it was damn good. We also set up a bunch of women's tag team stuff. It was Rhea Ripley and Io Sky at the start, so all the tag teams come out to have a match later on, which was Bayley and Lyra, the Kabuki Warriors, and Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, and they would be the ones to get that nudge. They're doing a Satellite Spain event, which is good because you want all these people in the Royal Rumble. I can't get mad at it. It's star power. It's the women's tag team titles. Go back to 2023 when you had to become Sherlock Holmes to try and find these things because they vanished from television. It's the best they've ever been booked, surely. I mean, please tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. And again, we're using typically top stars, which makes them feel more important. Because if these people are like, well, I'd absolutely want to go after a women's tag team championship, you can move the chess pieces eventually. But actually, the extra good thing about this is Raquel Rodriguez is now going after the women's championship, the singular one. I didn't see that coming. I think Stephanie Vaquer is properly hurt, unless she did some amazing makeup on her ankle. But it's massive, right? It's so damn swollen. So I think what WWE is doing here is they are trying to get maximum heat on Raquel, who whooped the crap out of Stephanie again and whipped her so hard with the belt broke, which was quite amusing. I think WWE is waiting to see, can Stephanie be good enough to go at the Royal Rumble? Either way, health and happiness first and foremost. If she's not cleared, it doesn't matter. Who cares, man? It's wrestling. We can do any other match. But if she is, found to be okay to do something, I would have Raquel Rodriguez squash Stephanie Vaquer. You can sell the fact, well, this isn't the real Stephanie. She's hurt her ankle. In fact, who even booked this ship? Absolutely nuts. And eventually Stephanie Vaquer has to chase the belt and get it back. But you just book Raquel Rodriguez as this, oh my gosh, she's so jacked, she's so big, she's going to crush you, which she has done for the last 2 weeks. This has come out of nowhere, but I think this is I don't know how other people feel about this. I've not looked today, but it feels like Raquel Rodriguez from nowhere has been given the ball and she's like, give me that damn ball, I'm going to stick it in the net. I'm excited about this. I hope we do that at the Royal Rumble. I think Stephanie Vaquer is over enough and has enough sympathy that it's not going to harm her at all. And again, if you're a good babyface on the chase after you've essentially been screwed over because you valiantly tried to fight in a match when you probably shouldn't have done and you should have listened to the medical team, that is good stuff. And again, the women's tag team stuff is actually propping up the singular championship. Why do I keep calling it that? I don't know. Because now you do have a Stephanie Vaquer in there. You do have Raquel Rodriguez. Of course, Liv Morgan's going to be in there soon as well. And if you want to stick a Rhea Ripley in there, awesome. You want to stick an Asuka in there, awesome. This division on Raw is so flipping good. And you don't have to pick and choose one. Because back in the day, it was like, oh, nobody cares about the tag team championships. Well, now you can. I'm a bit worried about the women's IC title. Not really. I just personally was done with Becky Lynch versus Maxine Dupree, and we're doing it again next week. It's going to be good. They have good chemistry. I didn't massively like the last match they did, but hey-ho, it's a flip of a coin. You never know. I just would have done something different, but I would imagine we're in Ireland, WWE want to do a title match, Becky Lynch, blah, blah, blah. There'll be some sort of surprise. It just made me go, I don't think we needed to do it again. But again, look at the amount of people that are fighting for belts and the people that have been elevated from this or established. I think it's good work. It's a shame that the men's tag team belts suck so much, but what are you going to do? Sean Evans was also bouncing around. That made me laugh out loud. He built El Grande Americano number 3, I believe it was, Tyler Bate, and then they trapped him at the announce table and he jumped over them, which was impressive. I wouldn't be able to do it, but the commentators sold this like it was the best thing anybody had ever seen. I think we don't need to... I felt a bit patronizing. It felt a bit patronising to me, like, oh, he did a big old jump. Make sure we buy him a cookie later. Jevon is going to be fine. He talked to Penta and Dragon Lee later as well, so he'll probably tangle with the Vision. There was this report online, and I foolishly responded to it on social media, and people completely misunderstood what I said. Maybe that's on me. I'll hold my hands up. That WWE know he has a massive ceiling, but maybe not tippity top star. You just don't know. Nobody knows how anybody's going to click, and my social media post said, when Steve Austin first joined the company, he was the ringmaster. He was nothing more than a solid mid-card heel, and look what he turned into. No, I don't think Jevon Evans is going to be the next Stone Cold, but what I'm saying is you have no idea what his future holds. He has a youthful presence to him, which makes me sound insane. What I mean by that is if you are a young kid and you see how bouncy he is, to you his words, and how over the top he is and happy he is and how excellent he is in the ring, especially that OG cutter, of course you're going to warm to this guy. Because you're like, oh my gosh, this is the most fun dude on the planet. And he, says things that I can understand as opposed to some older wrestlers that will make references and a kid will be like, what the flub are you talking about? You need both of these. I can't stand the people trying to age out wrestlers either. If you're still good at 47, great, be good at 47. What does it matter? Why are we trying to kill people off? I think Jevon Evans is going to fly. Maybe he will just be an awesome Intercontinental champion, but I totally one day he'll be a world champion. And it won't be because, well, we'll give you your moment. It'll be because that's what fans want and they're clamoring for him. He's so damn young, so there's plenty of time, but that's why I'm so happy he's been put on the main roster now, because he can establish all of this and grow his audience. And we got another advert for Obafemi. Wouldn't it have been great if we had done more, not necessarily the videos, but I love the fact that Obafemi is getting this huge push. I think Obafemi, he's not going to, this is my dream world, but I think Obafemi should win the Royal Rumble, and then I think he should win every single belt. Women's title, women's tag team title, men's World Heavyweight Championship, Intercontinental on both sides, US title on both sides, go back to NXT, win that. He shouldn't have vacated it, he should have just won it. Obafemi is everything to me. Which is a totally bonkers thing to say. But I think this is the dude. Out of everybody that is on the cusp of sort of moving into WWE's current landscape, he is the man I would bet everything on. I think he's awesome. At the moment, he hasn't even done anything on the main roster. So that was essentially Raw. I'd probably forgotten something because I so often do, but I did enjoy it this week. A lot of the things I didn't like were pet peeves according to me, but WWE can't book a show for Simon Miller. That would be totally bonkers. But it was good. And the CM Punk Finn Balor match, who can't be excited about that? We're going to get Gunther versus AJ Styles round 2. And yes, Bron Breakker, I think, given that he lost last week and WWE needed to come up with something super interesting for him to do, I think they've hit a massive home run here. And the show kicked off with the women's tag team titles. It's just wonderful. So it was good. And SmackDown was good as well, even though it was 3 hours long. And we didn't get to cover Dynamite last week because I was filming a secret project that I'll be able to talk to you about very, very soon. Currently putting a trailer together that's taking forever. But I enjoyed Dynamite as well. So it's been a good week for wrestling, a good start for 2026. Long may it continue. Now listen, you may have hated the start of 2026. You have to let me know in the comments below. So drop something down there before you like the video, share the video and subscribe. You can also click the video on the screen to get your predictions for the Royal Rumble 2026. We did heart predictions and head predictions. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I'll probably do it again. Otherwise, grillermind.com/Simon to get Simon to get money off ships worldwide. A cool new project launched in like 5 new days. Should I say this? I'll say it. If you're into creating, you want to check it out, move on quick before I get told off. Patreon.com/Simon316. Support me on there, Simon316. Come tell me I'm an idiot on social media. And then it is TikTok, Cameo, and Pro Wrestling Tees. There will be a badly producing WWE promo skit later on social media, so please support this as best as you can. Otherwise, thank you for supporting me as always. Have a great day. See you soon.